If you want to build a supply of fresh patterns with little quirks and details that you probably wouldn't normally think of, I think the answer is to gamify the process, make it a whole lot of fun, use the same psychology as those awful slot machines, poker machines, speilautomats, where you have that instant tension and reward. And the big difference, of course, being at the end that instead of being broke and depressed, you'll be filled with joy at all the lovely little things that you've created. Now you might say, oh, you're just talking about using the randomizer. Well, yes, but not in the usual way. Save this pattern so I can easily get back to it. Now, normally I would say with the randomizer, shift random, not to hit this button because chances are you're going to end up with something hideous. And no matter how many times you hit it, your chances of getting something good are almost zero unless you're after some sort of seasick robotic mosquito. Now I would say, and we go select back to return to the last save version. Now normally I say with the randomizer do it selectively, so you might start off by hitting the distribution of steps, and then you might hit gate length. There may be filter modulation. And perhaps select a scale, going to scale, say E minor, go back into the randomizer and restrict the scale a bit. Still not sounding great, and one of the reasons for that is because it's such a long pattern, and this is where the gamify part of it comes in. If instead of trying to get a whole pattern sounding good, we go to last step and just take 4 steps. Now we go back into the randomizer. Let's have a look at this scale again. Set the low note and high note. Just make sure we've still got the scale sticking. No, we didn't. So we're in E minor. Back into the randomizer. Now we've just got, as I say, the first 4 steps selected. Hit play. Now when we hit the randomize everything button, we're still getting that sort of dog's breakfast, but because they're much shorter pieces, you don't have to wait and hear the whole hideous thing play out before you go, oh, another failure. You've got that sort of short, sharp pull of the slot machine handle, and you spin again, hoping you're going to come up with something good. And because it's repeating so often, it forms its own little pattern that's bearable, even if it's not great. Sometimes you can just adjust some of the controls to suit whatever the randomizer is giving you. And that's sort of vaguely okay. And this is where I say it's more fun to actually do it than to watch somebody do it. Now if you get something that's pretty close but maybe has too many of something, like I think that's got too many slides, so let's hit slide. Let's adjust the amount of slides. Maybe it's not slides that are doing it. Pitch envelope. So sometimes you have to keep going for a while. That's potentially promising. Okay, let's say we like that. So now we go Shift copy, and copy those 4 steps, Shift paste, and paste them into, well, let's just paste them into the next lot. Now if we go last step, we've got the first 8. I'll have a listen to that. Maybe we'll shift it so that this is now the first step. Let's do a little bit of let's copy that, paste it here and here. Well, that's sort of bearable. Let's save that. Let's go back to the randomizer. Let's just see whether a couple of little prods might. Well, maybe what we had before was better. We'll go back to that. So now we've got the next 4. We'll select them, go back to the randomizer, hit that again. Now the challenge here is to remember what your first little bit sounded like. But let's see. Maybe we should make this a bit smaller in range. Is there potential in that? Well, maybe. This one's maybe a bit high. Okay, let's see what. Let's copy the first 4 again and paste them into the last 4. So we've got 3 chunks that are the same. This one's a bit different. Let's go first and last step. So if you hold down 2, we'll select the first and last. Let's see now what we've got. Well, maybe this note's not great. Take it down. That's a bit better. So that's not too bad. Let's save that one. So that didn't take too long. Let's try another one. Let's see the scale. Go D sharp minor. Back into last step. Let's take 8 steps this time. Go back to the randomizer. Play and randomize everything, but let's change the sound a bit. Maybe change the slides. Let's go back to 4 steps. Lower it down. That's alright. Let's see. 8 steps away. Well, the second 4 is not so great, is it? Back into the randomizer. Actually, that could work. Last step. Let's hear the first 8. Well, whoops. Get out of last step. See, this one's not bad, but maybe it's just in the wrong spot. So let's copy that, paste it there. Get rid of that. Paste it there. Just change the note a bit. Let's see what we've got. And that's potentially okay. Let's save that. Add a bit of LFO. That one's a good sound, but it's sort of in the wrong spot, so let's copy that, paste it here, and take that away. Oh, we've wrecked it. Let's go back. Well, that's all right. So now let's look at the next 8. Should we take some of these? Nah, let's be optimistic. So I'm going to last step, select that second section, back into random pattern, press play. We're not hearing anything because it's just going to be playing this section. Hit the randomizer again. Move that higher a bit. Well, that's almost interesting, isn't it? Let's see if we combine it with the other stuff. Let's copy that step. Let's bolster this a bit. Slide here, maybe it's not great. That's not too bad, perhaps. Let's save that. Let's try one more. How about we try something a little bit different this time? Let's try for a high theme. So just save the empty version in case it all ends in tears. And select a scale. No, well, let's be incredibly optimistic. Not even select a scale. We'll just go last step. We'll take 4 again into the randomizer. Let's go pretty high and see what we get started up. Oh my God. Yes, well, maybe we're getting too many slides, so you can hold down one of the parameters and adjust some of the values. So we'll reduce the number of slides and the intensity of the pitch mod. Oops. Take the LFO off for now. That's not bad. Next 4. Is it a car alarm? A police siren from an obscure European country? Or something horrible? Yeah, that might be alright. Let's go into the last step, take the first aid. Maybe this is just a bit high. Maybe that should be the first note. Is that it? Let's copy that first note into here. Well, it's going to be a high theme, but the gods decide their own direction. Well, let's save that. Go to the last step again, do the second half. And back to the randomizer. Well, let's just see what happens. Press play, randomize. It's almost like a little voice, isn't it? Will it fit with the first half? Let's see. Probably not. So easy to get carried away, but that's the whole point. Hope you found it useful. Until next time, see ya.